Have you ever found yourself standing in the kitchen, pill bottle in hand, wondering if you already took your dose this morning? Or maybe you've noticed your bathroom shelf filling up with prescriptions, vitamins, and supplements, all lined up like little soldiers, and you start to wonder if they're working together or working against each other. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we move through our 60s and beyond, medications become a part of daily life for many of us. They're meant to help us feel better, live longer, and keep conditions under control. But the truth is, when they're not managed carefully, those same medications can quietly create some of the biggest health risks we face. Medication mistakes aren't small slip-ups. They can be deadly. Taking too much, mixing the wrong drugs, or skipping doses might not seem like a big deal in the moment, but over time, they can lead to serious consequences. And what makes this even more concerning is that the signs of medication mistakes can look like regular aging, feeling more tired than usual, becoming a little forgetful, feeling dizzy when you stand up. It's easy to brush these things off, but in reality, they can be signals that your medications aren't being taken correctly. That's why this conversation is so important, because the more you know, the safer and stronger you'll be. One of the most common and dangerous mistakes is skipping doses or stopping medications altogether without guidance. Maybe you start to feel better and think, I don't really need this anymore, so you put the bottle back in the cabinet. Or maybe the side effects bother you, so you quietly decide to stop taking it. While that might feel harmless, it can actually be one of the riskiest things to do. Blood pressure pills, for example, don't just treat numbers on a chart, they keep your heart and blood vessels under control. Stopping suddenly can cause your blood pressure to surge, putting you at risk of stroke. The same goes for medications that manage blood sugar, cholesterol, or mood. They're designed to work steadily over time, and pulling the plug without a doctor's input can throw your body into chaos. Another mistake many people make is doubling up on doses by accident. It happens more often than you'd think. You wake up, take your pill, and then later in the day, unsure if you remembered, you take it again, just in case. That simple uncertainty can lead to accidental overdoses, which may cause everything from dizziness and nausea to dangerous heart rhythms. And with medications like blood thinners, even one extra dose can raise the risk of internal bleeding. It's not about being careless, it's about how easy it is to lose track when you're juggling multiple prescriptions, each with different times and instructions. Then there's the hidden risk of mixing medications and supplements without realizing the impact. Many seniors take not only prescriptions, but also vitamins, herbal remedies, or over-the-counter drugs for pain, allergies, or sleep. On their own, each may seem harmless, but together they can interact in ways that put you at real risk. For example, combining certain herbal supplements with blood thinners can dangerously increase bleeding. Mixing common pain relievers with blood pressure medications can strain the kidneys. Even something as simple as an antacid can block the absorption of other important medications. The danger here isn't always obvious because the effects build up slowly. You might feel more tired, more dizzy, or more forgetful without realizing it's the cocktail of medications working against you. What makes these mistakes so dangerous is that they often masquerade as normal aging. Feeling drowsy? Must just be getting older. Feeling confused or foggy? Maybe it's just memory slipping a little. But the reality is those symptoms can be warning signs that medications aren't being taken properly or that they're interacting in ways your body can't handle. Recognizing the difference is what can protect you. The encouraging part is that these risks aren't inevitable. With awareness and a few small changes, you can take back control and make your medications work for you, not against you. Think of it as partnering with your body, listening closely to how it feels, noticing changes, and being proactive instead of reactive. When you approach medications with intention, you're not just following instructions, you're taking charge of your health. Now you might be thinking, I've been on the same medications for years, I know what I'm doing. And that may be true, but our bodies change as we age. Kidneys, liver, and digestive systems don't process drugs as efficiently as they once did, which means a dose that worked fine at 55 may be too strong at 70. What was safe a decade ago might now be tipping the scales in ways you don't notice until something serious happens. That's why this isn't about blame, it's about awareness and giving yourself the best chance to stay safe and independent. As you think about your own medication routine, ask yourself, have you ever missed a dose and shrugged it off? Have you ever taken a pill twice because you weren't sure you'd remembered? Do you take vitamins, supplements, or over-the-counter medications without mentioning them to your doctor? These little habits can add up, and they're some of the most common reasons seniors end up in the hospital with medication-related problems. But here's the good news. By recognizing these pitfalls, you've already taken the first step toward protecting yourself. Knowledge is power, and when it comes to medications, that power can save your health and your independence. When you think about medications, it's easy to assume the real danger lies only in forgetting them or mixing them by accident. But another mistake many seniors make is not keeping their doctors fully informed. Imagine you're seeing your primary care doctor, your cardiologist, maybe even a specialist for arthritis or diabetes. Each one may be prescribing what they believe is best for you, but if they don't know the full picture, you could be walking around with a medicine cabinet full of drugs that don't work well together. This is what's often called polypharmacy, taking multiple medications without one doctor coordinating everything. It's a silent trap that can lead to dizziness, falls, confusion, and even hospitalizations. The problem is, it's easy to forget to mention something. You might think an over-the-counter pain reliever or a daily vitamin isn't worth bringing up. Or maybe you don't want to bother your doctor with every little detail. But when it comes to medications, nothing is too small to share. Even a simple herbal tea that claims to help with sleep can change the way your prescriptions work. Your doctor can only protect you if they have the whole story, and keeping that story straight is one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. Another common mistake is ignoring the instructions on the label. It's not unusual to hear someone say, "I just take it when I remember," or "I don't really bother with the timing as long as I take it once a day." The truth is, the timing of a medication can be just as important as the medication itself. Some pills need to be taken with food so they absorb properly, while others work best on an empty stomach. Blood pressure medication might be more effective in the evening, while other drugs could keep you awake if you don't take them in the morning. When instructions are skipped or altered, you might not notice an immediate change, but over time, the drug may not work the way it should, or worse, it could cause harm. For example, think about blood thinners. They're life-saving when taken correctly, but if the timing or dose is off, they can either stop working effectively or thin the blood too much, creating a serious risk of bleeding. Or consider diabetes medications. Taking them at the wrong time can lead to dangerous spikes or drops in blood sugar, leaving you feeling shaky, weak, or even disoriented. These aren't just small inconveniences, they can be life-threatening. It's also worth talking about expired medications. Many seniors keep bottles tucked away in cabinets, sometimes for years, just in case. But drugs don't stay potent forever, and some can actually change in composition once they're past their expiration date. Taking expired medications may mean you're not getting the treatment you need, or worse, you're putting something into your body that isn't safe anymore. Cleaning out your medication supply once or twice a year is an easy way to make sure everything you're taking is effective and safe. Think of it like cleaning out your pantry. You wouldn't eat expired food, so why take expired medicine? Then there's the mistake of not recognizing side effects as medication-related. Have you ever felt unusually tired, lightheaded, or forgetful, and told yourself, "That's just age catching up with me"? Sometimes it is, but often it's a signal that a medication isn't sitting well with your body. Side effects can mimic the very symptoms people attribute to aging: confusion, imbalance, stomach upset, headaches. All of these can be side effects of medications, especially when multiple drugs are involved. But because they creep in quietly, it's easy to miss the connection. One of the best ways to catch these problems is to keep track of how you feel day to day. Writing down when symptoms show up and what medications you've taken can reveal patterns you might otherwise miss. If you notice you feel dizzy a couple of hours after taking a certain pill, or that you're having trouble sleeping since starting something new, that's information your doctor needs. And it's not just about discomfort. Side effects can be early warning signs that your medications need adjusting before something more serious develops. All of these mistakes, whether it's not telling your doctor the whole story, ignoring instructions, holding on to expired prescriptions, or dismissing side effects, have one thing in common. They stem from underestimating just how powerful medications really are. These aren't just little capsules or tablets. They're tools that can change how your body functions. When used correctly, they keep your heart steady, your blood pressure safe, your pain controlled. But when they're mismanaged, even small lapses can build into major health risks. The hopeful part is that these mistakes are entirely avoidable. By paying attention, asking questions, and being proactive, you can make sure your medications truly support your health instead of threatening it. Think of it as having a partnership with your body. Your medications are there to help, but it's up to you to guide them wisely. That guidance comes from communication with your doctors, your pharmacists, even with loved ones who can support you in staying organized. And here's something many people overlook. You don't have to manage it all on your own. Pharmacists, for example, are an incredible resource. They can review your list of prescriptions and supplements, point out potential interactions, and even suggest the best times to take your pills. If you've ever felt rushed in a doctor's office, a few minutes with a pharmacist can sometimes give you the clarity you've been missing. So as you think about your own habits, ask yourself, are you fully open with your healthcare providers about everything you take? Do you follow the instructions carefully, or do you adjust them based on convenience? Are you holding on to old bottles just in case, or brushing off symptoms as normal aging, without checking if your medications might be the cause? These questions may feel small, but the answers can shape your safety and your independence in powerful ways. One of the most overlooked but deadly mistakes seniors make with medications is not asking for help when it's needed. Pride, independence, and even a little embarrassment can keep many people quiet when managing prescriptions becomes overwhelming. You might think, I've been taking pills for years, I don't need anyone telling me how to do it. Or you may feel that asking your doctor too many questions will make you a burden. But the truth is, silence can be one of the most dangerous choices of all. The older we get, the more our bodies change. Kidneys and liver process drugs more slowly, balance becomes more fragile, and even mild dizziness or confusion can increase the risk of a fall. Add in multiple prescriptions, supplements, or changing health conditions, and suddenly what used to be simple is now a balancing act that requires attention. Asking for help doesn't take away your independence. It protects it. Whether it's having a loved one remind you to take your medication, bringing all your pill bottles to your doctor for a full review, or even using tools like pill organizers or reminders on your phone, reaching out for support can be the difference between staying healthy and ending up in the hospital. There's no shame in admitting that remembering doses or keeping track of instructions is hard. Everyone struggles with it at some point, especially when the number of pills increases. What matters is creating a system that works for you. Maybe it's a weekly pill box that organizes each dose by day and time. Maybe it's setting a simple alarm on your phone or leaving a sticky note on the fridge where you'll see it every morning. For some, it's as simple as involving a spouse, child, or friend who can double-check from time to time. These little acts of support don't mean you're weak. They mean you're smart enough to build safeguards for your health. Another part of asking for help is being honest when something feels off. Too many seniors quietly suffer through side effects because they don't want to bother their doctor, or they assume this is just part of the medication. But side effects aren't just annoyances. Sometimes they're red flags that something needs to change. Speaking up can lead to a simple solution, like adjusting the dose, changing the timing, or switching to a different medication altogether. Your comfort matters, and your healthcare team wants you to feel your best, not just tolerate your treatment. Think of it this way. Your medications are supposed to work for you, not the other way around. If you find yourself dreading them, forgetting them, or suffering because of them, that's not something to accept quietly. That's a signal to ask for help. And the moment you do, you give yourself a chance to correct the problem before it becomes something more serious. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, all 5 of these mistakes, skipping doses, doubling up, mixing medications unknowingly, ignoring instructions, and not asking for help, share one thing in common. They sneak up quietly. None of them feel dramatic in the moment, but left unchecked, they can slowly erode your health, your independence, and even your safety. And yet, every single one of them is preventable. By being mindful, by communicating openly, and by setting up simple routines, you can transform your relationship with your medications. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or worried, you can feel confident that each pill you take is working for you, not against you. That confidence doesn't just protect your health, it protects your freedom, your mobility, and your peace of mind. And here's the hopeful truth. You have more control than you may realize. You don't have to live in fear of mistakes. You don't have to feel like your medications are a mystery. With small changes, like cleaning out expired bottles, writing down everything you take, and leaning on others when you need to, you can turn what feels complicated into something manageable. So if you've ever found yourself staring at a pill bottle with uncertainty or feeling tired, dizzy, or forgetful without knowing why, take this as your reminder. You deserve answers, and you deserve support. Don't dismiss those moments. Don't stay silent. Listen to your body, pay attention to the signals, and trust yourself enough to ask for help. Life after 60 should be about enjoying your days, not worrying about what's in your medicine cabinet. It should be about laughter, connection, and freedom, not confusion and fear. By avoiding these mistakes, you're not just protecting your health, you're protecting the years of joy, activity, and independence still ahead of you. And if this conversation has been helpful, take one more step. Check out the links in the description below for trusted resources and products that can support you in staying organized, healthy, and confident with your medications. These are tools designed to give you peace of mind and help you stay in control. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your experiences in the comments. What's the biggest challenge you've faced in managing medications after 60, and what tips have helped you? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to stay safe and strong. Here's to living healthier, wiser, and more empowered, because every choice you make now is a step toward protecting your independence and living your best life at any age.